So the light came on. My oil hydraulic filter is I guess ready for change. At least it lets you know when it's due. It's not a cheap filter, I can tell you that. But this thing here, if you can see, you got to have this up and your lock pins in, and then getting these side covers off is a real nightmare. But the battery is way down in there, so if you ever have to jump start it, you're not going to get to it. Especially if the, you know, if the I want to call it the mast, because I used to work on forklifts, but if the carriage and all that's down, you're not going to be able to start this thing. So that's why I zip tied that and just run some cables right in over to the battery, and I can just plug a set of jumper cables on it up for that and jump start this thing and get it going if I ever run into that. But anyway, got a new filter for it to cut these tabs. Put new ones on when I'm done. That out of the way. The only drawback of that is getting some oil on it whenever I take the filter off. Don't have much choice there. I haven't had this off in a while, so hopefully it comes off. Relative ease. Ooh. Or not. This filter wrench has seen better days. It doesn't work unless you make those grunting noises. Been sitting for a little while, so hopefully it don't leak too. It's leaking a leak. All right, gotta get a pan. That's milky. I don't like that. I'm not sure why my hydraulic fluid's milky. There we go. Wow, you check it on the dipstick and it doesn't look all milky like that. What in the world? That's not good. That's got to get changed. Always something. Now I usually mark the dates and stuff on the filters, but I didn't mark that one. That was because I was on a job. Yeah, I remember now. And the light came on and I was like, uh-oh. It'll give you a warning. And you better stop and change your filter, because if you keep going, like about a half hour or so later, it will shut down and you won't be able to go anywhere. So no, it's not a factory filter, but look at that. I'm going to change it again anyway because it's all milky. So when I get the fluid changed, we'll change that out. How many hours we got in this pig? Watts. Doesn't read quite right. 26. I don't know, what do you make that out? 803? 2,680 hours? We'll call it 2680. But this light up here right above the parking one is the one that come on. I guess you can't get it to come on if you don't let it time out. There it is. Gear oil. Alright, 2680. Mark that with a Sharpie. Well, it's maintenance day today. So far I've taken the tooth off of the excavator. Gotta say, Edge Buckets and Gil have not got back to me on getting some teeth. So I kind of got a little frustrated, so I took it off and I went to the John Deere dealer and they took care of it for me. Unfortunately, the ones they had in stock were a little bit longer and wider, so he ordered these in for me. So I got those coming in a couple of days. But you know the milky hydraulic fluid on the skid steer? Yeah, it's pretty milky. So I can't find a good way of running it. There's no tanks down here. that cover. There's no way. So, I'll rig this up. Take the line off, put a cap on it, put a little extension on here. So it go into the pan without making a big old mess. Yep, I figured that. This thing's too spark for its own good. Alright, so I'm in the seat. It's gotta have the seat and then the seat buckle. I gotta make sure I don't go too hard on the pedal. I'm tilting it, let that fluid out, and if I go too harsh, it'll spray enough that it'll flood over the pan. But it's working pretty good. I'll get this thing drained as much as I can. Got a little bladder of 10W30, that's what it's calling for, everything I've researched. I got like 6 gallon there. I'll change what I can, and got to be an improvement. Thing sits a lot. I used to use it a lot, but now that I've got the excavator, I just don't use it quite as much. So got a lot of moisture from the sweating and stuff, you know, as the temperature changes over the summer and winter. Anyhow, this will definitely at least help. It hasn't been any problem. It runs okay. Hydraulics work good, so anything will help. I change the filter again. Keep an eye on it. That's all I can get out of it without cavitating the pump real bad. Now it gave me 5 gallons. Now this 6 gallon bladder is kind of like a thing of wine. You ever get a box of wine, and it can be a real pain to get the nozzle where you need it to be. Yeah, same idea. Alright, we got it. Hopefully. Put some in. Oh, got some right here. Let's see how this works. That should be new oil. Yeah. Alright. That'll work. Do that about 5 times. Good to go. So it is just like a bag of wine. Box of wine. Should call it a bag. Comes in a bag. You can take it out and get every last drop out of it. Take a drink. I almost took the screen off of here. That's a defined screen. It took forever to get the oil down in there. But I ran it through about 2 more jugs. So like a jug in, ran it through, drained it again, another jug, ran it through, drained it again, and started getting some clear fluid out of it. So at least we know we got almost all of it. Hopefully I got enough fluid in the tank. We'll run it and see if it cavitates. Should be alright. I don't know how they expect you to see how much fluid is in that tank. You could read it, you're a better man than me, or a better person than me. I can't talk. Now these got tweaked a little bit, so hopefully they'll balance themselves out. They should. Oh yeah, the cap fell. There it is. It kind of went pop. I took it off. There you go. to get her all the way up there. To be honest with you, seems smoother, nicer. Good, man. Cleaning up to do. All right, threw a little grease in her. Gonna check the air pressure on the tires. These tires have been on her since I got them. They're starting to get a little old and weathered. They've leaked since the day I got them. Well, 2 of them did. Couldn't get any slime or anything to work in them, but I'll tell you what, thanks to Mike over at Dirt Perfect, he said use liquid tube, and believe it or not, that fixed it. Liquid tube, pretty good stuff. Checking her over, I see the belt's a little loose. Let's tighten that up a little bit. I think yep, got a little bit of adjustment there. So the only other thing I ever had on this thing is the starter and the injection pump. Did get the injection pump rebuilt, and a progressive diesel. It's been working fine. But the starter, I had it rebuilt once, acted up again, bought a new one, and now every once in a while it's going click. And for 200 bucks, it's not easy to take out, just to hope that I can fix it, because I probably could, but it's not worth my time. So I'm just gonna order a new starter and put on it, because I can't be without it. I can't have it stuck, because you see I got good access here now with the side covers on, but when these arms are down, you can't get to that, can't get to the battery. So I'm parking it with the boom up for now on the pins, locking pins there, till I get a starter and get that changed out. But that'll be my my next thing to tackle. But I think other than that, we're good on this machine and ready to move on to the next one. All right, note of caution: when you do what I did, be careful. You'd be better off maybe taking and leaving the bucket on, taking another line off that connects the two together to T there, because I actually pushed that one cylinder out just a little bit and it twisted my frame there. So I had to put a block of wood and crushed them up, but basically stuck a block of wood between the bar over here. Here we go. So yes, this cylinder here pushed that out too far. So what I had to do was put a block of wood in there and pry it back so that it would tweak this back just a little bit. It was a little fussing around to get it to do it, but like I said, I didn't know until I went to put the pins in for the bucket, and they both wouldn't latch. It was in a twist. Put a straight edge on it and I could see it. So anyway, yeah, at least I was able to get that back out of it. And I don't think any harm or any foul, but something I will never do again, and don't recommend it. But there's got to be a better way of draining this fluid out. Well, at least it's done and all the fluids look good, so that's good. All right. Well, I was able to pick up some teeth. You think I needed them? These are a little longer than what these were originally, but still, yeah. And I'm going to try something. I brought the air chisel out. I'm going to see if I can knock those out, because they're pretty rusty. They've been in there probably about 2 years out of a set of teeth. Gotta say, I'm a fan of the air hammer. It works out pretty nice. I'd hate to have a smaller bucket. If the teeth were any closer, you wouldn't be able to get in there. But man, that's sure a lot nicer than doing that by hand. That first one, I banged and banged and banged on it to get it broke loose. I'm not used to having access to air. Usually doing this stuff out in the field. Awesome. So a little update on the starter situation with the skid steer I thought was the starter. Turns out it was not the starter. I did some tracking around. Come to find out, this is a interlock relay. This relay in the engine compartment, basically what it does, so you have to put your seatbelt on. Once you put your seatbelt on, then the machine knows your seatbelt's on. It'll allow it to start. And so it allows power going to the coil. It'll energize the coil, close the contacts, but it's a double-sided. So basically the interlock part of it is this side here, it actually is for your starter when you're regular mode, but up on the dash or on a console above you behind the fuse box, there's this little toggle switch that you can throw over from regular start, and it shows like a little manual on it. Well, basically that allows you to start on this side of this interlock relay, and the machine will start even if there's a problem, and it'll come up with code on the dash and stuff like that. So that is how I figured it out, because I took the wires off this side and reversed them, and it would start and didn't seem to act up. I checked the ohm reading across here and found out that it had some resistance in there. So to tell that this thing is a problematic piece of electronics is the fact that Amazon has this in stock. You can get it next day for like 23 bucks. So obviously this thing is a problem, but at any rate, I came in the next day, threw it up in the machine there, and she fired up and seems to be running okay. So there's the end of that story. So good deal. That was a lot cheaper than a starter. So okay, well, thanks for watching and hope you guys enjoyed. And until next time, this is Dwayne. See ya.